When EuroDisney opened in 1992, the new resort did not receive a response Disney was expecting, seeing only about half of the expected 60,000 park attendants actually turn up. Over 30 years later, the Disneyland Paris Resort has gone through several changes to become what it is today. This is the complete history of Disneyland Paris. On April 12, 1992, the EuroDisney Resort opened. The resort consisted of the Disneyland Park, featuring Main Street USA, Frontierland, Adventureland, Fantasyland, and Discoveryland. Outside Disneyland Park, 6 hotels opened with the resort: Disney's Newport Bay, Disney's Hotel New York, Disney's Santa Fe, Disney's Davy Crockett Ranch, Disney's Sequoia Lodge, Disney's Hotel Cheyenne, and the Disneyland Hotel, located at the entrance to Disneyland. Located between the hotels and Disneyland was Festival Disney, a shopping district where the Buffalo Bills Wild West show could also be found. In an attempt to attract more visitors to Disneyland Paris, EuroDisney Resort saw a lot of additions in 1993. In Discoveryland, Beauty and the Beast debuted in the Videopolis Theatre, replacing Rock Shock. The nearby Café des Visionnaires closed due to a lack of popularity. In Fantasyland, the Old Mill snack stand received a Ferris wheel attraction to its back to add capacity to the park on June 6, 1993. For a similar reason, the walk-through attraction Legends of the Wild West opened in Frontierland's entrance in May of 1993. Adventureland received the most updates in 1993, with the table service restaurant Explorers Club being converted into Colonel Haffy's Pizza Outpost, a quick-serving dining spot to combat the complaint that there were too many table service restaurants in the park. On July 30th, the first major expansion to Disneyland Park opened with the addition of Indiana Jones et le Temple de Peril, a roller coaster through a lost temple. To end the year, the walk-through attraction Le Passage Enchanté d'Aladdin opened on December 9th in the entrance to Adventureland, based on the new film Aladdin. Outside of Disneyland Park, the Streets of America shop closed in June 1993. (1994) saw more changes come to EuroDisney, including its first rebranding when the resort was renamed to Disneyland Paris on October 1st, 1994. Inside Disneyland Park, the Chaparral Theatre opened with the short-lived Hillbilly Hoedown show. Meanwhile, C'est Magique closed at the Fantasy Festival stage in Fantasyland. The former Café des Visionnaires opened as the Arcade des Visionnaires in Discoveryland. Nearby, Les Mysteries du Nautilus walk-through attraction opened on July 4th, taking guests aboard the Nautilus from 20,000 leagues under the sea. The biggest addition to the park was the opening of Casey Jr. Le Petit Train de Cirque on March 20th and Le Pays des Contes de Fées on April 3rd, located in a small expansion plot to the north of Fantasyland. The two attractions were a quick way to add capacity to the park, with both attractions offering alternate views of the same fairy tale models. Whilst these added capacity to the park, the unpopular Indian canoes closed in Frontierland in October 1994. Meanwhile, in Festival Disney, Rock and Roll America replaced the Streets of America shop, a restaurant themed to American rock and roll artists. Additionally, a high-speed railway station was added to the Manlyville-Chessé State train station. 1995 saw Disneyland Park's last major expansion to the park. In May, the restaurant Hakuna Matata replaced Ou Epics Enchantés in Adventureland, now themed to the recently released Lion King movie. At the Fantasy Festival stage, Un Scène S'il vous plaît made its debut. The major addition to the park came on June 1st, 1995, when Space Mountain de la Terre à la Lune opened, themed to Jules Verne's From the Earth to the Moon. The addition of a roller coaster was the last effort to revive interest in the park, and it did draw crowds back to the theme park. (1996) saw the addition of Pocahontas Spectacular at the Chaparral Theatre on May 12th, whilst the former Indian Canoes loading dock was converted into the Pocahontas Indian Village Playground, which opened on June 22nd. In Discoveryland, Beauty and the Beast ended its run at the Videopolis Theatre, whilst Buzz Lightyear's Pizza Planet restaurant opened in October 1996 to capitalise on the popularity of Toy Story. Outside the park, Planet Hollywood opened in the newly renamed Disney Village. (1997) marked Disneyland Paris' 5th anniversary, which saw the debut of the Hunchback of Notre Dame Carnival Parade replacing the Disney Classics Parade, and the castle being decorated for the Feast of Fools from the Hunchback of Notre Dame. In the Videopolis Theatre, Disney Classic The Music and the Magic debuted, whilst the long-running seasonal show Mickey's Winter Wonderland debuted at the Chaparral Theatre. In Disney Village, the Gourmand Multiplex Cinema opened on May 7th, 1997. On March 30th, 1998, The Wonderful World of Disney Parade debuted at the park, replacing the Hunchback of Notre Dame Carnival. In Discoveryland, Disney Classics ended its run at the Videopolis Theatre, whilst the 3D show Captain EO closed on April 17th in the Discoveryland Theatre. In the Disney Village, the Key West Seafood Restaurant closed on October 13th. (1999) saw the opening of Honey, I Shrunk the Audience on March 28th in the Discoveryland Theatre, whilst Mulan La Legende debuted at the Videopolis Theatre in April. In June 1999, Lily's Boutique opened on Main Street, USA, taking over the ground floor level seating of Walt's An American Restaurant. On August 29th, Pocahontas Spectacular ended its run at the Chaparral Theatre. In Adventureland's entrance, the former Adventureland Bazaar shops were closed and reopened on December 23rd as Restaurant Agrabah Cafe, a Middle Eastern-inspired buffet restaurant. Disney Village received its first major expansion in 1999, with the addition of Rainforest Cafe in the former location of the Key West Seafood Restaurant, and a new McDonald's opening on January 25th. The new millennium saw the addition of Disney's Imaginations Parade on January 1st. Meanwhile, the Old Mill attraction closed in Fantasyland, and the River Road keelboats closed in Fantasyland this year due to their low capacities. At the Fantasy Festival stage, the long-running Un Scène S'il vous plaît ended its run. On April 1st, Tarzan the Accountant debuted at the Chaparral Theatre. Not much happened in 2001, but The Wonderful World of Disney Parade returned to the park in March 2001. In Disney Village, the Los Angeles Bar and Grill closed in December, alongside the nearby The Surf Shop, which was replaced by World of Toys. (2002) was a big year for the Disneyland Paris Resort, with the addition of a second gate to the resort and the resort's 10th anniversary. Within Disneyland Park, Minnie's Birthday Surprise replaced Mulan La Legende at the Videopolis Theatre, whilst the Arcade des Visionnaires was split in half, becoming the annual passport office and Arcade Amiga. Next door, the Walt Disney Studios Park opened on March 16, 2002, as the smallest Disney park in the world. The park was themed to a Hollywood Studios backlot, with areas themed to the Backlot, Production Courtyard, and Animators Courtyard. On June 1st, the Disney Cinema Parade debuted at the Walt Disney Studios Park. To mark the addition of the new park, the resort was renamed Disneyland Resort Paris on March 16, 2002. In Disney Village, Cafe Mickey opened in the former location of the Los Angeles Bar and Grill as a character dining location. Meanwhile, the Rock and Roll America restaurant closed on November 3rd. With the 10th anniversary over, Minnie's birthday surprise was replaced by Mickey's Showtime in the Videopolis Theatre in 2003. On Main Street USA, the Main Street Electrical Parade on March 23rd, and was replaced by a new nighttime parade, Disney Fantail Illusion, on July 5th. In Disney Village, King Ludwig's Castle opened at the former location of Rock and Roll America. In 2004 saw the debut of The Legend of the Lion King at the Videopolis Theatre on June 26th, replacing Mickey's Showtime. Next door, the opening day attraction, The Timekeeper, closed on September 5th as part of Discoveryland's next phase. In 2005 saw a lot of changes in Discoveryland, with Arcade Omega closing to make way for a backstage area of a new Buzz Lightyear attraction coming to the park the following year. On January 15th, Space Mountain de la Terre à la Lune closed so the attraction could be converted into Space Mountain Mission 2, which opened on April 9th, 2005. On July 16th, the new nighttime show Riches debuted at Disneyland Park, replacing the long-running Fantasy in the Sky fireworks that had been running since the park opened. In Disney Village, the new Panorama Magique balloon opened on April 2005, providing a new aerial view of the Disneyland Paris Resort. In 2006 saw the last attraction added to the Disneyland Park, when Buzz Lightyear Laser Blast opened in Discoveryland, replacing the Timekeeper. At the Fantasy Festival stage, the seasonal show La Noël de Mickey ended its 14-year run, with Winnie the Pooh and Friends 2 debuting the theatre and running all year round. Finally, the Critter Corral closed in the winter 2006, due to the foot-and-mouth epidemic across Europe causing petting zoos across the continent to close. In 2007 saw the 15th anniversary of Disneyland Paris Resort, bringing several new attractions to the resort. In Disneyland Park, Disney's Once Upon a Dream Parade replaced the Wonderful World of Disney Parade in March 2007. In July 2007, Woody's Roundup Village replaced Critter Corral, becoming a dedicated meet and greet location for Toy Story characters and Santa in the winter. To add capacity to the park, the River Road Keelboats made a surprise return to the park on July 21st, operating seasonally to provide guests with more to do. In August, the Enchanted Fireworks, based on the new Enchanted movie, replaced the Wishes Fireworks show. Over at the Walt Disney Studios Park, which was celebrating its 5th anniversary, the park finally received its first alterations. On April 15th, the television production tour closed to make way for 2 new shows set to open in the next few years. On June 9th, Animation Courtyard was renamed to Toon Studio, adding Crush's Coaster, Cars Quatre Route Rally, and a dedicated meet and greet location to that side of the park. Finally, on December 22, 2007, the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror opened in the production courtyard section of the park. In 2008 saw Tarzan the Encounters run at the Chaparral Theatre end. Over in Walt Disney Studios Park, Stitch Live opened in the former television production tour building. Meanwhile, the Disney Cinema Parade ended its run in the Studios Park. In 2009 was the year that the resort received the name it is currently referred to, Disneyland Paris. Having been operating seasonally, the River Road Keelboats unofficially closed in 2009, technically still operating seasonally to this day despite not sailing for over 15 years. In July, The Legend of the Lion King was replaced by Cinema Mickey in the Videopolis Theatre. At the Walt Disney Studios Park, Disney Junior Live on Stage opened in Production Courtyard on April 4th. The same day, Disney Stars and Cars Parade debuted in the park. Disney Village began its next transformation phase in 2009, with a Buffalo Trading Company store closing in January 2009 and being replaced by Starbucks in July of the same year. In 2010, Cine Disney replaced Cinema Mickey at the Videopolis Theatre, whilst Honey, I Shrunk the Audience closed on May 3rd in the Discoveryland Theatre to be replaced by Captain EO on June 12th. On December 28th, to mark the release of Tangled, the Rapunzel scene on Les Petits Contes de Fées was updated to reflect the new film. In Walt Disney Studios Park, Toy Story Playland opened on August 17th as a new mini-land within Toon Studio, adding 3 new attractions to the small park. In Disney Village, Hurricane's Discotheque closed on March 1st, 2010 to become a cast member rest area. In 2011 marked the closure of Woody's Roundup Village in Frontierland to become a temporary location of a Mickey meet and greet, whilst Winnie the Pooh and Friends 2 ended its run at the Fantasy Festival stage, with the theatre closing to become a permanent meet and greet location for Mickey Mouse. On October 8th, the Princess Pavilion opened in the former World Chorus post-showroom next to It's a Small World. Back in Disney Village, Earl of Sandwich opened on June 1st, becoming popular with guests. In 2012 saw a lot of entertainment changes in Disneyland Park as part of the park's 20th anniversary, with Mickey's Winter Wonderland ending its winter run on January 8th at the Chaparral Theatre. On April 1st, Disney Dreams debuted, replacing the Enchanted fireworks, whilst Disney Once Upon a Dream Parade was converted into the Disney Magic on Parade the same day. In Adventureland, the Pirate Galleon reopened after a lengthy refurbishment, but Captain Hook's galley was officially marked as closed. Meanwhile in Fantasyland on May 16th, Meet Mickey opened in the former location of a Fantasy Festival stage. On October 31st, Disney Fanta Illusion Parade ended its run, marking the end of nighttime parades at Disneyland Paris. Back in Disney Village, the World of Disney store opened on July 12, 2012. In 2013 saw the closure of the Hollywood Pictures store on June 30th in Disney Village. On February 28, 2014, the LEGO store opened in the former location of Hollywood Pictures. The next major addition to the resort came in 2014 with the addition of Remy's Ratatouille Adventure and Bistro Chef Remy to Toon Studios. On July 3rd, the Disney Stars and Cars Parade ended its run, marking the end of parades in the Walt Disney Studios Park. In 2015, Cine Disney ended its run in the Videopolis Theatre, where it was replaced on July 11th by the Jedi Training Academy. On April 12th, Captain EO closed at the Discoveryland Theatre. Over in Frontierland, the Frozen Sing-Along debuted at the Chaparral Theatre. As Disneyland Paris prepared to celebrate its 25th anniversary in 2017, 2016 saw a lot of changes come to the park, particularly in Discoveryland. On February 10th, the Forest of Enchantment debuted at the Chaparral Theatre. The original Star Tours closed on March 16th so it could be converted into Star Tours The Adventure Continues. Staying in Discoveryland, the Disney and Pixar Short Film Festival opened on June 18th in the Discoveryland Theatre, replacing the Ant-Man sneak peek. Then, in August 2016, Buzz Lightyear's Pizza Planet restaurant closed as it wasn't living up to the standards of the park. In Walt Disney Studios Park, the opening day show Animagique closed on January 31st, being replaced by Mickey the Magician on July 2nd. As the Disney Village transformation was drawing to its end, the Italian restaurant Vapiano opened on December 7th. In 2017 marked the 25th anniversary of Disneyland Paris, so several new offerings opened at the resort. On March 24th, Disney Dreams ended, as did the Disney Magic on Parade. the two being replaced on March 26th by Disney Illuminations and Disney Stars on Parade respectively. In Discoveryland, Star Tours The Adventure Continues opened on March 26th, with a former Star Traders gift shop being converted into the Starport Darth Vader meet and greet location. On January 8th, Space Mountain Mission 2 closed, being replaced on May 7th with Star Wars Hyperspace Mountain. The same day, Star Wars Path of the Jedi replaced the Disney and Pixar Short Film Festival in the Discoveryland Theatre. In Adventureland, the Blue Lagoon restaurant reopened as Captain Jack's Le Restaurant des Pirates, whilst new Jack Sparrow and Captain Barbossa animatronics were added to Pirates of the Caribbean on July 25th. On September 3rd, the Jedi Training Academy closed at the Videopolis Theatre, whilst the Forest of Enchantment closed at the Chaparral Theatre. At the Walt Disney Studios Park, the opening day show Cinemagique closed on March 29, 2017. Back in Disney Village, Five Guys opened in March 2017, marking the end of Disney Village's transformation at the time. "2018 was much quieter than 2017 for Disneyland Paris. On January 7th, the Frozen Sing-Along ended its winter run and the Chaparral Theatre officially closed. Over in Discoveryland, Star Wars Path of the Jedi closed on March 5th. It was replaced on October 1st by Mickey's PhilharMagic to mark Mickey Mouse's 90th birthday. Finally, on February 27th, 2018, the Walt Disney Company announced a €2.1 billion transformation of the Walt Disney Studios Park, doubling the size of the park. "2019 saw the start of the changes at the Disneyland Paris Resort to prepare for the Walt Disney Studios Park transformation. At Disneyland Park, the Pocahontas Indian Village was renamed the Frontierland Playground as part of Disney's attempts to be more culturally responsible. After a lengthy refurbishment, Phantom Manor reopened in Frontierland on May 2nd, with a clearer storyline and new animatronics. On June 30th, The Lion King Rhythms of the Pride Lands debuted at the new covered Frontierland Theatre, which replaced the Chaparral Theatre. Over at Walt Disney Studios Park, The Magic of Disney Animation closed on January 7th, with the show being replaced by Frozen, a musical invitation, on November 17th. On April 1st, both Disney Junior Live on Stage and Armageddon The FX Special closed as the park began its transformation. On September 2nd, the final attraction of the backlot, Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith, closed, but the backlot remained open so guests could access the Motors Action stunt show. Outside of the Disney parks, Disney's Hotel New York closed on January 7th to begin its transformation into the Art of Marvel. The 2020 COVID-19 pandemic certainly rocked the Walt Disney Company, including construction projects within Disneyland Paris. On January 5th, the Studio Tram Tour Behind the Magic closed to begin its car retheme. On March 12th, Disneyland Paris Resort closed due to the pandemic and France's lockdown measures, temporarily reopening on July 15th before it closed again on October 30th. As a result, March 12th marked the closure of the Backlot and Motors Action Stunt Show Spectacular at Walt Disney Studios Park, Cafe Mickey in Disney Village, and the Disneyland Hotel, which was set to receive a royal transformation. On November 24th, the long-running Buffalo Bills Wild West show closed after 28 years of operation. Due to the second lockdown in France, Disneyland Paris wouldn't reopen until June 17, 2021. The same day, Fantasia Gelati was officially closed in Disneyland Park. On July 17th, a Coco scene was added to Mickey's PhilharMagic in Discoveryland. At the Walt Disney Studios Park, Cars Road Trip opened on June 17th with a park reopening, converting part of the old Backlot tour into a Cars-themed attraction. As a result, the Pixar attractions of Toon Studio became a part of World of Pixar as of August 27th. Over in Production Courtyard, the Disney Junior Dream Factory opened on July 1st. Finally, on June 21st, Disney's Hotel New York The Art of Marvel officially opened, with the hotel now themed to Marvel and featuring Marvel art. As Disneyland Paris was recovering from its reopening after the lockdowns, the annual passport office officially closed as the resort refreshed its annual passport scheme. To celebrate Disneyland Park's 30th anniversary, the Disney Delight drone show and the Dreams and Shine Brighter parade debuted on March 6th. In Frontierland, Fuente de Oro closed on November 22nd to make way for a major renovation. The first major addition as part of the Walt Disney Studios Park expansion opened on July 20th in the form of Avengers Campus, replacing the old backlot section of the park. Avengers Campus added Avengers Assemble Flight Force, an Iron Man reskin of Rocking Roller Coaster, and Spider-Man Web Adventure, a web shooting attraction. In the Disney Village, the tiny shops opened on July 25th under the former locations of the Hurricane nightclub. "2023 saw construction really take off at the Disneyland Resort, as Disney Village began a multi-year transformation and new entertainment debuted at the parks. In Disneyland Park, Disney Illuminations ended its run on April 11th, replaced the next day by Disney Dreams to mark the end of the 30th anniversary celebrations. In the former location of Fantasia Gelati, a Luca-themed expansion to Pizzeria Bella Notte opened on April 13th. Over in Frontierland, Casa de Coco Ristorante de la Familia opened on July 29th in place of Fuente de Oro, now themed to Coco. The former annual passport office reopened on September 1st, now hosting annual pass holder pop-up surprises, meet and greets. On September 30th, Disneyland Paris' 30th anniversary celebrations ended, leading to the end of Disney Delight and Dreams and Shine Brighter. Over at the Walt Disney Studios Park, Together, a Pixar musical adventure opened on July 15th in the Cinemagique Theatre, finally adding something to the space after it had sat empty since 2017. In the Disney Village, Planet Hollywood closed on January 7th, and King Ludwig's Castle closed on January 8th, with the Royal Pub opening in the former location of King Ludwig's on February 17th. On January 29th, Disney Fashion Junior closed as it began its transformation into a new Home West store. On October 22nd, Billy Bob's Buffet opened in the former waiting area for Buffalo Bill's Wild West show, now an expansion to La Grange Restaurant. Finally, on December 8th, Brasserie Rosalie opened in the former location of Cafe Mickey, signalling the beginning of Disney Village's current transformation. We've reached 2024, with a Disney Electrical Sky Parade debuted on January 8th as part of Disney's Symphony of Colors, but it will run until January 6th, 2025. Meanwhile, A Million Splashes of Color debuted on February 10th, which will run until September 30th. Outside of the parks, the Disneyland Hotel reopened with its royal theme on January 24th. Looking to the future, Le Pays des Contes de Fées is planning on adding scenes inspired by Winnie the Pooh and Frozen in 2024. Over at Walt Disney Studios Park, the Alice and the Queen of Hearts Back to Wonderland show will debut on May 25th, 2024, while Studio One is set to close on April 25th as part of the park's transformation. In 2025, the Walt Disney Studios Park will officially be renamed Disney Adventure World and will see the opening of the World of Frozen, the Adventure Bay, and Adventure Way, completing Phase 2 of its massive transformation. The front of the park will also be transformed into a theatre district called World Premiere Plaza, with Studio One becoming World Premiere. Disney Village continues to undergo its major transformation, with new facades debuting in 2024 and a new McDonald's set to open in 2026. 32 years after EuroDisney opened on April 12, 1992, the Disneyland Paris Resort has changed a lot, thanks to major renovations and the addition of a second theme park on March 16, 2002. With more changes expected to come to the resort, what are you looking forward to, and what are your memories of Disneyland Paris? Let me know in the comments below.